Okay, I've sorted out my right hand alien control rod issue. See it now, nice and square on to that angle. Yeah, I just needed to get a different rod, a longer one, so I could extend it a bit more. Now I don't think this is actually perfect, because I've kind of measured that wrong, I think. We zoom in, I'll show you what I've done wrong. Here's how not to do it. You see there, I've got the servo. This is all because the lady lives in milk tray. No, it's all because I initially, in my head, I was planning to do it straight on to the control surface, but I did the other one at the side, like this, in line with the airflow that's going to be coming over the wing. So, what am I saying? Basically, that servo horn there really should be at a right angle at this point, where this control surface is in its neutral position. But because I've cocked up really, the rod I've got here isn't long enough for me to have that in that right angle position and still reach. So what you're going to see is it's going to be crap basically. I've ballsed it up. Hey ho. It's going to have more deflection one way than the other, I believe, is perhaps technically. Yeah, that is crap. Arse. There's a lot of movement there and hardly any that way. I've also put the motor on the back, and it's starting to look like a wing now. I need to tidy up these wires. I'll probably just take them down there, I think, for the moment. So one of the last things is the battery. I need to cut a hole for that really. I could do it without it, but I was going to start working out the CG, but then I thought, well, I need to put a couple of winglets on there, which they're not heavy, but they're going to go out on the edges back, so there's no point working out your CG and then putting these on after. It's just not, you know, could be 5-10mm difference easily, I think. So I've knocked these two up. They're nothing special. I've just sort of sketched it out, cut it out of Depron. I'm going to stick a bit of tape on them. Last time I think I glued them to the wing and then tried to put some coloured tape on it to make them look a bit nicer. But quite frankly, it's a pain in the ass trying to do that after you've stuck them on. I figured putting them on first I was going to get a better, they were going to stick better to the wing, because the way I'm going to do it now, I'm sticking the hot glue onto tape, so they may be more likely to fall off, but at least it will be easier to build. So I'm just going to cover them with that, and I'm sure that noise is probably going to be really grating on the video, but tough. So I'm just going to tape it down to the table like that, pretty much. I've got bits of tape on my hands. Not helping do a nice quick video edit. This is Hobby King coloured tape. It's rather thin and not the best. If you want better videos on doing this sort of thing, look up Experimental Airlines on YouTube. Ed does much better videos than I'm ever gonna even come close to doing. Quite sure what I'm going to do. I might just try and tape over like that and then join the... Again, I am experimenting as I go, so this may work. It may look hideous. We'll see in a minute. If I don't do like this, you've got to like blooming kind of go over the sides and... It's just too much effort. What I'm trying to do is, again, is what I saw on one of Ed's videos on the control surface, where you've got like it goes really, you know, the elevon or aileron or whatever should be really thin at the end of the surface. Ed basically tapes on the top of one side and then flips over, tapes the other side, but lets the tape actually join, so it makes for a thin edge at the very end. So that's where I've got the idea of doing this. I'm going to let the tape join both on, you know, both sides, and hope that I can make a nice-ish looking finish. Okay, perfect. What's wrong with that? Nothing. No! That hasn't worked 100%. Yeah, I really kind of rushed this a bit. I'm going to squeeze the depth on, actually, I think, to kind of... because I should have really sanded those edges to make them a little bit more curved. So I'm just going around squeezing them to try to join the tape more than anything. Okay, so now not sure if that works or not. I'm actually quite pleased with that on the whole. I think it looks more polished than if I'd... So normally I'd have a bit of tape overlapping the top here and then have to fold it over, and you end up having to... It just takes ages. Well, that actually looks quite nice. Except I have gone and cut too close on this bit. It's not stuck anymore. Excuse me. 1 month in, still got man flu. Lovely jubbly. Okay, this is a bit more. I've started doing the covering on the wing before I glue the tips on, and then finally the battery bay. This is probably my least favourite, or the worst part for me of the whole process. I don't have the patience to get the finish perfect. I don't think you want to watch a long video of me doing the whole bit, so I thought I'd just do a little bit on what I found easier on these fiddly bits, or like going in the servo horn. And if anyone can tell a tip on finding the end of the bloody tape, then please post that. There we go. So, part of me thinks, you know, you should always do this before you do put anything on, but then you can't, because you'd be gluing stuff onto tape which wouldn't stick, would it? So you need to do this after you've got some of these components already installed. So what I'm going to do on this Elevon is try and line it up as best I can with the other yellow piece. It's not perfect. And you're going to need to get both ends as close as you can first without actually sticking it down, and then finally get it right. So what I wanted to show you was this control horn. If you push the tape right up to the base of where the tape needs to go to, using the scalpel, cut the tape up near that by the control horn. This is not working very well because I need a new blade on my scalpel. So, and it's not, it's just pulling the tape. Cut, new blade. Okay, so you want to line your tape up as close as you can to the edge you're going to. So the line you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I want it to go along that crease, so I need to get both ends of it lined up on that crease in order for it to go along it without creasing up in the tape along the way. Does that make any sense? Maybe, maybe not. Get rid of that minute. So now, with the control horn, press the tape down onto the surface, right up to the control horn. So you've got like a line where you want it to go to, and then what you want to be doing is cut the tape out of that point. And then this kind of allows the tape to kind of carry on past there, and you can press that down. Oh, it's creased a bit there, and then go back up to the horn that way. that's so you get a nice seam, if you like, for want of a better word, over that horn. And believe me, that's not actually that difficult to get a nice finish. The problem with this Hobby King tape is that when you overlap it, it goes a darker colour. So I'm having to use 2 layers of tape for it not to look all patchy. So what would be nice now is if I could just put this one piece on the end here and that'd be the job done. But it's not that straightforward. So, as you can see, where the tape overlaps, it's a totally different colour, which is really annoying. So it doubles up your work, unfortunately. So that's where good quality tape would come in handy and reduce the amount of actual tape you needed to use, or the time. So I'm going to have to do that. Going over that joint again as well, I think, otherwise that's going to look rubbish. So again, press the tape down up to the control horn or whatever thing you're trying to go around. So the servos, you can do the same type of thing. Yeah, so now I've applied 2 layers. You see, you can't see the join really between the 2 bits. You always need about 3 hands. And again, this tape sticks to itself better than anything else, so can't get that top layer off to remove the crease, because it just takes off both layers. Ring. There we go. So you can still see it's still a bit darker there, but you know it's not as anywhere near as noticeable as it was. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing with the servo. Further hampered by the control arm. I should probably remove it. Can I do that? No, I can't do it. No, I was tempted then to try and do the whole length, but the trouble is you want to kind of, after the servo in this case, after you go around that, you need to kind of reposition the tape. I don't think you're really going to do that if you've got a whole strip along there. So I need to kind of like leave that flapping before I cut this relief, you see. I'm going to cut the tape along where the servo starts, so I can then get this loose piece and reposition it around the servo. So I need to cut beneath there. And even there it's creased and I've got a crack, but hey. There we go. Not too bad. That's the last third arm and perfect. Damn, I'm good. Sometimes. Well, hopefully that's of some use. I'm going to carry on with the covering now. I don't think there's many other tips I can think of at the moment, but we'll see. If there's any more, well, there'll be more in the video. Okay? Thanks.